my session at the moment, and we talk about Microsoft Viva in the next, I think, 45 minutes, or I talk faster, so we had 30 minutes. For the beginning, you can win some prizes. Do it, do it, do it. It's so cool prizes, and thank you for the sponsoring of the prizes. Thank you for you, Tusha, to host my session and to organize so a grateful event like today. And yet we came to my session. My session, we talk about Viva Amplify. It's a new application in Viva, in the Microsoft Viva Suite or in the Microsoft Viva Cosmos. And I want to talk with you about what can you do with Viva Amplify and why it's so nice to work with Viva Amplify in your organization, in your company. For the beginning, my name is Ferdi Leighton Oellers, or please talk Ferdi. I'm not so old, so please talk Ferdi. I'm a Microsoft 365 solution architect at Amexos. And yes, I'm Microsoft MVP for apps and services and a Viva Explorer. So Leslie, Viva Explorer, yes, it's very cool. In my free time, I drink some espresso. I love espresso, and this is what I do. So if you search for me, search for M365 Roastmaster or Ferdi Leighton, and you find my YouTube channel, you find my LinkedIn profile, you find me on X, you find me on blogging sites, and so on. Please connect to me. Let's start my session. And for beginning of my session, I want to talk about Microsoft Viva because Viva Amplify, it's an application of Microsoft Viva. And I know Leslie talked about Microsoft Viva and someone before talked about Microsoft Viva, and you have heard some cool stuff about Microsoft Viva. But what is Microsoft Viva? Microsoft Viva is a user experience, or it starts at user experience and had so much great tools or applications for your end users and your company to talk with your end users. You have Viva Learning to have a learning system. You have Viva Goals to do strategy OKRs for your company and for your employees. You have Viva Engage to communicate over communities. So a very cool engagement. And at least, and this is what I want to show you, we have Viva Amplify. Yes, you see, I have marked 2 application. Viva Topics is retired in the next year, so I marked it. It's out, and Viva Sales. Yes, this is a new Sales Copilot. So we don't have Viva Sales. We have Viva Copilot or Sales Copilot, and we want to talk about Viva Amplify and what is Viva Amplify and why is Viva Amplify so cool. For the next step, we talk about what is Viva Amplify and what can you do with Viva Amplify and what do you need that you can do it. For the start, you need a license. Viva Amplify, it's not a free, you need a license. You need a communication or community license. It's very cheaper than the Viva Suite license, but the people who want to work with Viva Amplify, only work with Viva Amplify, need a license. So you need to pay for this. What can you do with Viva Amplify? You can build campaigns. Campaigns, for example, or let us build a use case for it. I'm an organization in the industry, and I want to implement Microsoft Teams for my company. Microsoft Teams, you know, and I know this, it's not only a project for the IT company or for the IT department. It's not only from the IT department. I think 30% are IT department. You need to configure it, you need to implement, you need to install whatever. And yeah, I think 70% it's in change management process to implement Microsoft Teams in my industry company. Why is it? Because we need to talk with my end users. We need to talk with them. How can we communicate about Viva Teams, Microsoft Teams? What is Microsoft Teams and what are the benefits? The most benefits for the end users. What can he do with this? And what is the changing of the culture from the organization? And when we talk about change management, and I think some persons say, yes, that's right, we talk about communication strategies. Because we can build a big change management in company. It's very cool and very fine and it works, but we need to communicate some status, some definitions, some what can you do with Microsoft Teams and so on with the employees from the organization, because he need to know the information to can work with the new tool when we start. So, and this is why Viva Amplify is very cool, because Viva Amplify helps internal communication manager, helps in communication department, what you have in the company to communicate with your employees, to build a communication strategy for your change management. And this is based on campaigns. So you define a campaign, and then you can create your news, your message, whatever you want for your communication strategy for the implementation of Microsoft Teams, for example. And yes, you can build your communication strategy. You can write text with pictures, text with videos, whatever you want. And if you work with Microsoft SharePoint Online and you build a page, an information page with content, then you can work with Viva Amplify, because the building of the information like in news page from Microsoft SharePoint Online. So it's very, very cool for you. Why it's a cool solution, and what is the solution for my internal communication? And yes, only internal, not the external communication, internal communication. You can build your message about a target group. So if we talk about Microsoft Teams implementation, we have all employees from a company. If we talk about an SAP implementation or an ERP system implementation, we need not all members, because my production is not the target group, or my my delivery department, it's not the target group. I can build the messages in my communication strategy and can say, this is the group what needs the information and this group don't need the information. I can send the time of the information. I can build or plan my information strategy, can build this information, can build and plan this information. So I can create my information today and can say, this information you need to send out in 1 week or 2 weeks, or on the 5 May 2024 or the 5 May 2025 if you want. And you can do it with your culture. You can say, and culture it's a big topic, because when we talk about information and communication, we have so much sources. Some people works in Outlook. Some people works in Microsoft Teams. Some people looks at an intranet based on SharePoint Online, or so on. And this is the culture of your organization and your company. And in Viva Amplify, you can do your culture. You can say, this information we send in Outlook as an email, or we send it to SharePoint Online, or in the future to Viva Engage, what you want. So Viva Amplify integrate some, I think some cool stuff, because you can communicate and you can look at your culture. What is the best way to give this information, this important information, to your employees? And this is all in one tool, and you need only a license for the user who creates this information, who creates this communication strategy, and not who read this information. I talk about integration on Microsoft Teams. You can post this information to a channel or to a team. You can post it as news in Microsoft SharePoint Online as one site or more sites. You can post your information as an Outlook email, or in the future, it's only in the future, not public preview yet, but I hope in the next weeks. So you can post your information from Amplify to Viva Engage communities. And this is what, I think it's very, very cool. What can you do? For example, you can strategy announcements, you can build information business rules, you can build a crisis communication, or it's your big benefit for your change management if you introduce a new system or if you implement a new process in your company, whatever you want, and it helps you. It's your, I think, not Copilot. Copilot is a false word for this, but it helps you to communicate with your employees in your company. And I think I have talked enough. 50 minutes, we talk about what is it, and we do it very theoretic. Then I think let us look at a live demo for you. So I need to change, or I don't need. Raise your hand. See you portaloffice.com page, my web browser. Yet. Is there someone, or do you see the presentation at the moment? Yes, someone raise hand. Yes, Tushar, you see the web browser? Is this correct?
Yes, I can see your web browser.
Okay, you see my web browser. This is fine. So I'm I log in my Microsoft 365 home site. So if I start, I go to Portal Office or Microsoft365.com. I logged in with my name and password, and this is the start site for Microsoft 365. I think you know this. So who I can find, Microsoft Viva Amplify. You go on the app menu and see it in the top, or no, bottom, not top, at the top, and you can click on Viva Amplify. If you don't have it on this app menu, it's not a problem. You can do some links, viva.cloud.microsoft, and you go on your Viva home site for all your Viva application who you have access to. And in this site, you see Viva Amplify, connection, goals, insight. It's a demo from my company for you. And if you go on Viva Amplify, we have the start site from Viva Amplify. Viva Amplify start site begins with get started. You see a welcome screen. You see I can manage my campaigns. I can manage the author or publish things, and I get some reports if I want. Yes, reports, because I can create an information and publish the information to SharePoint or Teams or Engage, and I get a little reporting about this. How many users looked or view my information and so on, and I see what's happened in the end. If I create some new stuff, and this is what I want to start with you today, we talk about campaigns. And you see two campaigns from me. You see I have it's in party from my company. I have a relaunch from an intranet, and I can start if I have access and a license. So I need a license, and I need to have access to the application with the amplifiers, and I can create a campaign. Create a campaign is very, 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 very easy. And I think I have 5 or 3 varies in my in my saying yes. So it's cool and very easy wizard for you. You can say, okay, I create a campaign. You give the campaign a name. A name, I think. Implementation Microsoft Teams. You see what build or what do Viva Amplify? Viva Amplify, yeah, create in a SharePoint online site for this. Yes, you see it. It's a site collection from SharePoint Online because all information, what you do, like documents, like videos, like a news, information, whatever, it's based on SharePoint Online. So SharePoint Online is the heart for all what you do in Microsoft 365. You can say what you want or what you do in this campaign. Strategy for of Microsoft Teams. You can choose a language, so you can say in English, in Dutch, in Chinese, whatever you want. It's the language of your site, SharePoint online site, so for all formatting and so on. For my example, I do it in English because we talk in English here and not in Germany. I can choose a submit color, so I can say it's green, it's yellow, or what on. For here, I give him the color of Microsoft Teams, and I say next. And in the next, I can say what are the or who is the members of my campaign. I can give more members from my from my tenant. It's look like I'm a communication manager and I have a team and I want that all members of my team work in this campaign or so on. You can do it here, but all members need a license of Viva Amplify. So you can say Volker is in the team or so on. Yes, he can work with you in the campaign, but he needs a license. So look at the license and decide what you want. For the example, it's only my user. I say owner, it's okay, and I can create the campaign. In the background, Microsoft Viva Amplify create a SharePoint online site, build this campaign in Viva Amplify. It needs a little second or minute, and then you have your system or your campaign for your communication strategy, for example, implementation Microsoft Teams. You see, what you see here is, for me, I can plan and I have a little briefing, I have a little helping for me for my start with Viva Amplify. I can create some new information about templates, blank newsletter event status update. Yes, it's only for templates. Blank, it's like a SharePoint Online blank news site, newsletter. You have some input about a newsletter. You can create events. This is an event in SharePoint Online, or you have a template for status codes or status updates. If I click on newsletter for your example, then you can see this template and what Viva Amplify do for you. And you see, it look like a SharePoint news page. This is what I want to show you in this moment. You see, you have a title, you have the header information, you can create your news of the implementation from Microsoft Teams. And my news is we want to start with Microsoft Teams and company. And you can do so much stuff in this news. I can work with texts. I can build some, and this is what I want to show you, some other content types. Yes, I can build images. You see it here. You can work with links, quick links, text. And many of you think it's SharePoint Online, and why I cannot have all my Gemma group or a customized SPFX web part with information about KPIs or whatever you want, because it's in the base or in the source SharePoint Online. It's the news side from SharePoint Online. And here we have, yes, not all web paths what we knows about SharePoint Online. Why is it so? Because if you share this information, share it in Outlook or in, yeah, I think it's a moment Outlook is a decision because you have so cheap web parts. It's for example Outlook. You have an information in Outlook. In Outlook, you cannot integrate a Gemma group, or you cannot integrate in web part in an HTML body for showing KPIs or so on. You can show text, you can show videos because you can have a source link in the HTML body. You can work with pictures and so on, but not with the holy shit from Microsoft SharePoint Online. So this is this is why we have not all SharePoint web parts or SharePoint Online web parts who you know what SharePoint Online have. Yes, so only this web parts you can work with this, because in the end of the communication you send it as an Outlook email and so on. But what you see, you can build backgrounds, and yes, new backgrounds in SharePoint Online. You can say it's a little bit fancy or not fancy, and it works good with the email in Outlook. You can build columns, 2 or 3 or 1 column, so you can design your news for your communication. And you can say, yes, who is the assignment for this news? It's my name for the beginning. So you can build your news. And in the next of your news, if you have created this news, you can say in which channel you want to distribution this news. Yes. I can say I want to send it as Outlook email, and I can customize this Outlook email a little bit. I click on Outlook. You need to load a little bit. It's my tenant, it's sleeping, I think, at the moment. I hope it works faster, but it's sleeping. I change it to Outlook. So you see, this is my Outlook email, and I can here say which target group gets this email. I can say it's a target group, or it's only some people for this mail, and I can put these people on my mail. Only one mail. Only you choose this in the first step, and then your email works only to this target group. The same you have in SharePoint Online. In SharePoint Online, you say on which site you want to implement this news. So what do Microsoft Viva Amplify? Viva Amplify creates this news from your template, what you have created in the SharePoint Online site. It's not a link to your news. He deploys this news on this site you want. You can choose 10 sites from SharePoint Online, not more. Only 10. It's a little bit limited for you, but you can. So I can say, yes, please show this news on my demo website or other websites if you want. You do it in the first step, and all is good. Your communication in the campaign only trigger this this source, this site, and create your news in the size. And what is the big challenge about it? I have create this when I click on publish, I create a news in the site Graubau GmbH start site. I create this news. It's not a link. So when I decide to change something in the news, I do a mistake, a word is not correct, or I need to change a link because the link is damaged, or so on. It's great because you can change it in Viva Amplify. But if you change it in Viva Amplify, it's not change the SharePoint Online site, what you have created when you click on published. So, and this is a little bit, a challenge for you, because if you change your information in Viva Amplify, you need to publish it again so that he create a new news, on your site, at email or whatever with your changes, with all your changes. And you don't think that if you change it in Amplify, then you change it in all what you have published. No, you need to publish again. And you can choose some teams, and it's the same like SharePoint in this game. You can you can add change teams channels if you want to publish. If you have configured it, I can say here to create in Teams Channel Projekteinführung M365. I need to do it. I can say it's in post or announcement. I can say if everyone can reply, or I want to have a moderation of these. So I can create my news or my information in Microsoft Teams. And if I have my news, you see it here. I say what or who want I deploy this news. I can click on published. When I click on published, I have a request approval. So if you are co-authoring or so on, you can do a request approval about your publication. I can schedule the publication. I can say, yes, this information I want, schedule in the next time, in the next month or whatever. Or I can publish now, and this is what I want to do, because we want to publish this yet and not tomorrow or in the next week, because I want to show what you can see at this moment. So I can say published, and Microsoft published my information about an implementation of Teams, and that I want, or my company want to implement this. So you see a little bit status, it's process, sending, posting. So Viva Amplify do many work in the background to create news, to create all what you have configured for your campaign at the moment, or for your news. It's need a little bit time, so it's not a problem. We go to the campaign next. Publishing we have to do. So start. Come on, please. And you see here, this is my campaign. This is my information in the campaign implementation Microsoft Teams. You see here the status is published just now. As you see the published date, and you see a report. You see how many people have this information and so on. So you have a little bit reporting in my application. If we look at Microsoft Teams and we go to Outlook, not, but to the SharePoint Online site, for example, I hope it works. And I go on the global start site. So finger crossed for the demo god, I need to say. Not on this side at the moment, but I hope it come to the side. And if you look at Microsoft Teams, and go to the Microsoft Teams. And we stand on the Teams Projekt Einführung M365. This is the Teams who I have published it. Need to load. It's very slow today. Oh, he don't do it yet. Don't do it. This is what I mean with finger crossed for the demo god, because I do a live demo and I hope it works. But it don't works at the moment. I've published. He posted it. I go to this conversation. Yes, use the web app. Check it. Check my posting. So if it's what I talk about, or no, I don't talk about it, but it's troubleshooting at the moment. So we need we need to look why it's not in my Microsoft Teams. I have see here it's posted, and you see the status. It's posted, it's sent, and sent to which users, and you have here to see what or who I have posted it in my campaign on my SharePoint Online site. And so you can click on this button and you see who is it and can look why it's not integration. You see it's a new site. You see the new site is in the Graubau. It's on the start side from the Graubau. So it's there. They have created this site and they create this news, but it's not in my start screen of the start site. I think it's a limitation of these web parts. So please, sorry, but it's not here. But here you see on my project P-Einführung M365 announcement. Yes, there is my news, what I have published from Viva Amplify in my Microsoft Teams. So this is what I want to show. You have the news. You can publish something from Viva Amplify in Microsoft Teams, and why it's cool and what is the benefit for your company. You have one tool and can publish information in many sources from Microsoft 365 in your company. So if your culture is you work in Microsoft Teams, you can do it in Microsoft Teams. If your company culture is you have an intranet based on SharePoint Online, you can publish your news or your information. It's not a news, it's an information in SharePoint Online. Or if you have workers like a production worker or like an Yes, and salesperson who work remotely outside the company, whatever, you can publish important messages via Outlook. And in the future, you can do it with Viva Engaged too. So you have all communications applications integrated and can send information from Viva Amplify to these employees. And if you look to Viva Amplified again, come on. Oh, I think 5 minutes I have. Okay. You see here, I have one viewer in my report. Yes, there's one people who have view my message, and I see in which application is the view. I see is the view in my SharePoint online site. Was it in Teams? Is it Outlook, or is it Viva Engage in the future? So you see your culture of your company. You see work my employees in Outlook. So you can think about your next information to send only in Outlook, or you see my employees works only in SharePoint and like an intranet. Then you can decide for the next information to send it only in SharePoint, because it's very trouble for your employees to have an information in Outlook, in Teams, in SharePoint, and don't know what is the final channel of information, of the flood from information in a company. You can decide it here with the reporting to say, okay, this target group is better email, is better SharePoint online, is better Teams, whatever you want. And you can see how many people to read or view your information in Viva Amplify. I think it's a good benefit for your internal communication, for your internal communication manager. So we close and go to the end of my session, so that we don't have a big delay in the time. Best practices for you, some best practices. Not only all employees of your company need a license. Decide and definition employee group who gets a license. Because if I want to read the license in Teams, SharePoint, Engaged, or Outlook, I don't need a license. I only need a license to create this information in Viva Amplify. So you can handle your license and your cost at the end of the month or the year to say, okay, this target group, these are my communication manager or whatever you have in your company or in your organization. He gets a license, and the others employees don't need the license. You need to generate goals, to say what want you to communicate about from Viva Amplify. When do you work with Viva Amplify? So decide what is the big benefit. Decide what can you do. Definition something like who want I public this information? If I have a communication strategy in my company who say all information are in an intranet, please don't send some information to Outlook or to Teams. If you have a communication strategy, he say we talk in Microsoft Teams, then do it in Microsoft Teams with Viva Amplify, not in SharePoint or so on. Plan it and do it with a plan, because all information in a change management, you can plan it for the start, for the beginning. If you plan it and you have an automatic published, it's very, very easy, and you don't forget some publication. This is a big, big benefit for, yes, Viva Amplify. Summary of my session. You know, you need a license if you want to work with Viva Amplify. You know, Viva Amplify can help your internal communication for some cool stuff, for some new implementation, for your change management of a process, or so on. And you can create published messages in Microsoft Viva, Microsoft 365 applications like SharePoint, Teams, Engage, and so on. So all your communication platforms from Microsoft 365. I'm in time, I think. This is the end. If you have question, I think we have not so much time. If you have question, feel free, send me a message in LinkedIn, in Microsoft Teams, at X, or what you want per email, so I can help you and we can do a connection in the, today or tomorrow. Or if you have a question, send it to me. I answer the question, and I want to help you with Viva Amplify. What can I say? Thank you for hosting my session. And the next session, I can say it's the next Viva Explorer. Sarah here with the next session, and he talk about Purview for Viva Copilot and Loop.
Yeah, thank you so much for the. There is a slight change in the schedule, so we are going. So Chirag is going to be next, who will be presenting Microsoft Viva Essential that empowers your
Sorry,
employees.
I don't know.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Thank you so much for the. That was really insightful session. And Chirag, if you're here.
Yes, I'm here for the next, I think, 30 minutes. If you have a question, I can answer the question. And if you have a question tomorrow or in the next week, send me a message.
Perfect. Hi, Chirag. How are you?
Hey, yeah, good. Thanks. How are you, Tushar? Hey, Ferdy. We met at the MVP Summit. How are you doing?
Hello.
Good. Yeah, great to be here.